We're going to do a quick video here. A lot of parents seem to think playing video games is just kind of like a fun hobby and they don't amount to anything and your kids should be outside playing, and maybe they should be, and that's all well and true. Um, but there's also a whole nother side to video gaming. You know, for example, UNT, which is a big school here in Dallas, they have a gaming program, and kids can get sponsorships and scholarships to play games, and they have a gaming lab, and they have all kinds of different people that can help them and train them, and all of that's important. Um, and so this is one thing that I kind of learned and picked up on. Let me just make sure I'm back in my video. There we go. I need to get a second monitor set up so I can monitor all this. So this is called Aim Lab, and it's for kids that want to play kind of shooter games. And I'll just go through one game real quick. This is my account. This training data has much I practice. Yeah, you can pick different little maps, which is kind of cool. And a different gun. You know, they have different guns from different games. So a bunch of games have their own guns. You can buy skins. I don't do any of that. So now I've got the holiday version, so you can buy it on Steam. And so yeah, now I can play the task. And this is like a training. My mouse cord is a little. This is an example of a training game. And you can see the video here where they're training hand-eye and click speed. And it talks all about, you know, the neurons in your body and how they work. And this is basically their version of practice. You know, some kids go to baseball practice, soccer practice, or they juggle a basketball or whatever they do. And this is the video game version of practice. And this is how you get better. And you can do it daily, weekly, hourly. And you just have to do it. This one's going to be a little slower for me because I have the camera in front of me. And see, you can see I'm not very, you know what, I'm just going to have to move the camera down because I can't see. I'm on a giant, but you can see like the speed. And you can see on the top, it's got a timer, it's got my stats. And when I'm done with this, it's going to create a visual kind of cue for me and explain areas where I'm good and where I'm weak. And if you Google like Aim Lab and some of these kids, their speed is just unbelievable and their accuracy is unbelievable. This, though, is the gamer version of practicing. And you can see my accuracy is not very good, and my kills per second and time to kill is not good. And my score is not very good. And you can see insights here. I have bad flicking, I'm inefficient, my hands are slow, and my upper screen's weak. And this gives all kinds of information about your gaming and your skills. And this shows where I'm really accurate and my reaction times. And you can see here the leaderboard, and these people's scores are 95% accurate and 80 targets, and they're pulling down all this really high score. So now that I moved the camera, let me try one more time and see. Your mouse has different settings, or this is a gaming mouse. It's got different settings, so I can change how far I have to go. I'm on a slow setting right now. Sometimes you get too sensitive. I think this might be a little dirty because it's going slow. I mean, that's the key. If you just click around a lot, you may hit the target, but your accuracy is way down. In some of these games, you may only get one shot before someone notices that you're there. And so you got to make them count. And you can see now, actually, maybe you can't. If you look really closely, you'll notice as I'm getting more accurate, the balls are getting tinier and smaller. And the game's kind of self-adjusting, and it's always getting harder and harder. And you can see my score here is 18,000. And I'm just, these leaderboard scores are amazing. I mean, they're just so fast. And oh, it's better than my worst. Okay, well, I'm getting worse at gaming, so that's good. The point of all this is, as one example though, they have a whole training course. When I first downloaded it, I kind of went through a tutorial and it told me where I was bad. You can see it's tracking how often I train, which isn't very often because I'm not trying to be a pro gamer. And it's basically a training skill. It's self-coaching. You know, a lot of times you go to sports and you have a coach, and this is like a kid who's into video games. It's their way of training. And you have a bunch of different tasks. These happen to be the suggested tasks based on my skills. And I'll just show you another one. I mean, and these are hand-eye skills that are probably good for really not just gamers, but you know, even if you're an athlete, if you know, maybe a goalie in hockey or something, or a catcher in baseball, you want to be able to track the movement of things with your eyes. See, I'm trying to track here these balls, and I've got to pick them up to basically and it's about, you know, not just it's about all the movements, like you're syncing up to everything. You know, your brain's working, your hands are working, and you're just trying to track and pick up as many targets as quickly as possible. And in this case, I'm talking, you know, into the video I'm making. And a lot of times these kids, because they're multiplayer games, they're talking into a headset. So you're kind of replicating, in this case, a real life scenario where I could be talking to one of my teammates if I was a video gamer. And, you know, again, you get very accurate stats here. Average on time is not very high, and accuracy is low, and it gives you all kinds of insights. And it tells me, you know, things I can do to get better. And you can go back and you can see where you're good and where you're bad. And you can see how good some of these people are. 42% on target and time on, time off, like 111,000, like really good players, really good gamers. So I guess the point of this is, you know, a lot of parents think there's no future or career in gaming. And, you know, there's a lot of kids out there in esports who are making it big, and playing video games is becoming a real career and a real option for people. Oh man, I cut off part of my head. There I am. Wow. So just for an example, right here, UNT gaming degree, and you can see they have you know, scholarships, and gaming's becoming a real degree, and it's becoming a real part of the fabric of life. So if your kids are, here it is, esports UNT, I mean, they've got a whole varsity program. So it's important to know that this is a real thing, and there's a viable future for your kids if they're into gaming. Hope you guys found that useful, and I encourage you to let your kids explore their passion and just follow them on it. They'll lead the way and support them. Hope you guys found it helpful. Thanks.